The Ballon d'Or. I mean, everybody has already given their thoughts on what who is going to win the Ballon d'Or, and it has been happening since January. But right now, I think it has been narrowed down to two players. I mean, while going off of the Champions League, how the performance of players in the European Champions League right now, and I think the two names, if I'm going to narrow it down to two names, they both play for the same team in the person of Harry Kane of England and Michael Olise of France. Pain Misha should be Michael Olise of Nigeria, but then so Michael Olise of France, and it's between two of them. One of both should win or could win based off of the performances in the European Champions League. But then we also know that this year is a World Cup year, so also the performance of the nations would also contribute to who wins the Ballon d'Or this year. And Harry Kane has been dominant with the number of goals. Michael Olise has been dominant with the number of goals, assists, and all that. He has been superb this year. I mean, it's almost English team might just ruin their missed chance of not signing Michael Olise when he was at Crystal Palace back in the year, because this season he has totally dominated the Bundesliga. Maybe it's just the Bundesliga, but then Bayern is also dominating the Champions League. Arguably, you could say Bayern Munich and PSG are the two best teams in Europe right now. Like nobody comes close. Like it's just two of them here, and the other teams just somewhere down here. But then going into the World Cup, I think that is going to actually also play a part. Who wins the Champions League? Is it PSG? Is it Bayern Munich? Because the other teams in the Champions League right now, in terms of Atletico Madrid and Arsenal, I don't think they have any player that you can talk with. They are contenders for the Ballon d'Or right now. You get, I mean, you look at Arsenal, who is their best player? We don't even know. They keep saying it's Declan Rice. Saka has been woeful, maybe due to injuries where he has not performed this season. Then you go to Atletico Madrid, who do you call? Solos or what's this guy's name? Julian Alvarez, or Ademola Lookman. Shout out to Ademola Lookman. But then, Ademola Lookman is going to the World Cup, so no chance there for him to even be a contender for the Ballon d'Or. So it comes back to Bayern Munich and PSG players. And Dembele has not been that. Dembele is the current holder of the Ballon d'Or, but I don't think he's in contention for this year's one. The only other players you can call is Mbappe and Lamine Yamal. I think that's where Lamine Yamal is a third for me. It's a third name, because I feel Spain might do something in the World Cup, and if Spain somehow goes all the way and wins the World Cup, then there's a big shout. There will be a big shout to Lamine Yamal to win the Ballon d'Or this year. So for right now, it is Harry Kane, Michael Olise, and Lamine Yamal, depending on how Spain does in the World Cup. Or if somehow England, I don't believe in them, somehow England wins the World Cup, then I think Harry Kane takes the Ballon d'Or home. Like there would be no doubt. Even if they were to crash out in the against PSG in the semi-finals of the European Champions League, and somehow England goes, somehow miraculously they go all the way and win, then Harry Kane can win the Ballon d'Or. Then there's this tiny shout as a Manchester United, and if Portugal wins the World Cup, Bruno Fernandes, Bruno. But on a more serious note, though, it's between these three players. Harry Kane is top favorite. Michael Olise comes just underneath Harry Kane. Then there's a shout for Lamine Yamal. But let's see how it goes months from now. We're watching out to see what happens in the World Cup, though.